Hi, I'm Robin Opie Parnell. I'm the founder of People Against Killing Kangaroos and World Kangaroo Day. I live in rural South Australia. Today I'm taking my dog for a walk and I want to talk to you about, the stories that the government and the kangaroo industry make up about kangaroos. They want people to believe that there are so many kangaroos. There are a plague of kangaroos. Kangaroos are overabundant, so that they can justify killing them for meat and skins. Well, I'm here to tell you today and over the coming days and weeks that kangaroos are rare. They are extremely rare. So, what I thought I'd do was show you. This is where I live. So let's have a bit of a look, shall we? Let's have a look and see if we can spot the kangaroo. So, now, this here is the country. Now, as you'll see, what we're looking at here is a crop, a farm, not mine, it's the neighbours. Now, 80% of Australia has been cleared for crops, for grazing, and for mining. So that means 80% of kangaroos' habitat is gone. Kangaroos like cover. They like trees. They don't like to stand out in the open. It's risky standing out in the open, so they like cover. They like trees. That's where you're more likely to find a kangaroo. And of course, they need shade. So, as you can see, not much in the way of trees. And certainly not a plague or overabundant kangaroos. Now that's on one side. Hopefully you got a bit of an eyeball of that. Let's go to the other side, shall we? Another farm on the other side. We live between two farms, and you'll see more crops. But what you won't see are kangaroos. Now, my husband and I drive around the country. Yesterday we drove a round trip of 300 kilometres. Kangaroos are an incredibly rare sight. So let's have a look at this way. Now, can we see overabundant kangaroos? Can we see a plague of kangaroos? Well, we can see crop, but it's just not a kangaroo in sight. Kangaroos are incredibly rare. It's because they don't have anywhere to go anymore. And then, of course, we have these lovely things here. See these lovely fences with their barbed wire? Kangaroos can jump these fences, but they often get caught in them. They get their feet, legs caught in the wire. This is barbed wire and it gets stuck in everything. Hurts, and you don't want to get stuck in your clothing. It's horrible stuff. So there really is nowhere for kangaroos. So when the government says that there are overabundant kangaroos, what they really mean is that kangaroos are found throughout Australia. But in most states and in a lot of areas, kangaroos are at risk of extinction. Where I live, there are less than 6,000 red kangaroos, according to the government. So, and I live in this is a huge area. There's a huge area and there's less than 6,000 red kangaroos. And the government is allowing hunters to kill 1,500 of them this year so that you can feed your pets kangaroo meat, so that you can put on clothing or carry bags made from kangaroo leather, buy little trinkets made of kangaroo skin. Red kangaroos here are at risk of extinction. They're not overabundant. In fact, red kangaroos are not overabundant in South Australia. They're not overabundant anywhere. I'm going to do more videos like this as Rob and I drive around the country, because as I said, we did a 300-kilometre round trip yesterday. We saw lots of crops, lots of fences, lots of crops. Kangaroos are incredibly rare. Now, if we do see a kangaroo, it worries me. I get concerned because that kangaroo's chances of living are slim to none. They're likely to get hit by a car. Motorists just... that's another topic. They could get caught in a fence. Joey mortality is about 73%. It's really hard for baby kangaroos to survive. And then, of course, they hunt kangaroos at 15 to 20%. Kangaroos can only reproduce at a maximum of 10% a year. They're hunting them at far greater amounts than what they can reproduce. But, you know, you just have to look around. Once again, you know, here we are. I mean, we've even got hills at the back, but not a kangaroo in sight. I mean, it's empty, apart from crops. That's what Australia looks like, truth be told. But, you know, if you ask a farmer will tell you that kangaroos are a problem, because they don't like them. They don't like anything sharing their land. But just because a farmer says kangaroos are a problem doesn't mean kangaroos are a problem. And my next door neighbour, the farmer, said that kangaroos were a problem here because they were damaging the water pipe. I was like, seriously? The government departments know, because they've done investigations. When farmers say kangaroos are a problem and they damage their crops, back in the 80s, that government departments traced that damage back to insects. But, you know, farmers say kangaroos damage their crops. Government does studies and comes to the conclusion it's insects, it's not kangaroos at all. But farmers believe kangaroos damage their crops. They see kangaroos, they don't see insects. But then again, nowadays, it's near impossible to see a kangaroo. They are so rare. So as I drive around, as my husband and I drive around, I'm going to take some of these videos just to show you. Wow, we can play Spot the Kangaroo. And you'll be lucky, we'll be lucky if we see a kangaroo. They are so incredibly rare. They are not abundant. They are not overabundant. There is certainly not a plague. Kangaroos certainly do not double the number of people that live in Australia. Never have. Well, they would have before we got here. Not anymore. There's just nowhere for them to go. 80% of the land has been cleared. 80% of the land is either used for farming or mines. I feel sorry for kangaroos. Their days here are literally numbered. And the cruelty inflicted on them, it's terrible. Well, hopefully these videos will reach people and you'll realise that what the government says isn't true. And let's face it, how do you know if a politician is lying? Their mouth is moving. Now, of course, that's not true of every politician. I do actually know some good politicians. I'll leave you on that note and see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.